What's up, guys? Benson Boone, Mystical, Magical.
There's nothing colder than your shoulder when you're dragging me along like you do. And then you switch up with no warning and you kiss me like you want it. How rude, how rude.
I like this.
But I kinda like it anyways. I don't mind if this is gonna take a million days. I know you'll come around to me eventually. If you sit back, relax, enjoy my company, my company. Once you know what my love's gonna feel like, nothing else will feel right. You can feel like moonbeam ice cream, taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies, 'cause it feels so mystical, magical, oh baby, 'cause once you know my love is so mystical, magical, oh baby, 'cause once you know my little heart to get back.
Alright, I've never done a Benson Boone song before, and it is only 2.5 minutes long. There's a lot going on here. It's very, I don't do songs like this very often. Actually, very rarely ever. It's more of a modern pop feel. Dude, there's a ton going on here. A ton. Dude. Very Christmas morning sounding at the first 2 seconds of it, right? Going all the way up the bells.
There's nothing colder than
Dude. There's a lot going on right here. Alright. Bells, I'm ramping up. Dude, there's some type of filter on this on these keys right here. That's why it sounds very distorted, but it sounds like it's ramping up. It's a filter that they're opening up. Immediately gives me the tempo of the song.
There's nothing colder than your shoulder.
Oh, dude, and right as we go into this first verse, they die back down. They go, "Ruh."
There's nothing colder than your shoulder.
That's neat. It's almost a little evil sounding. No, I went from Christmas and happy to just a little bit of a "Ruh."
Colder
Right here.
There's nothing colder than your shoulder when you're dragging me along like you do.
All right, immediately, I'm going to keep stopping this. It's only 2.5 minutes, and there's a lot going on. Soon as my verse comes in, so I gave you the really quick intro. I show you the tempo of it. I'm actually also going to give you the notes that I'm going to be singing in. Instantly, I'm going to come in with real drums, and I'm going to hit a little bell right as I start.
Nothing colder than your. There's nothing colder than your shoulder when you're dragging me along like you do.
Right there, it is super, super, super plain, which is freaking awesome for this genre of music. Bass, drums, and vocal line, and the bass is by far the driving factor. My drums are going to give me that tempo, but the bass is what's really moving me forward.
Like you do.
Can you hear all the delays and effects on his vocal lines as well? Oh my god.
And then you switch up with no warning and you.
Alright, second line of the chorus. Second line of the verse.
Your shoulder when you're dragging me along like you do.
Alright, now immediately, since this is a very short song, I need to, on the second part of this verse, I feel like I need to go really fast. I'm stumbling all over my words. On the second part of this verse, I need to already propel the song forward. Very short, mid to high tempo. My guitars are going to come in here as well, right here.
You do. And then you switch up with no warning and you kiss me like you want it. How rude. How rude.
So there's at least 2 clean guitars. They're being plucked. I got one probably 100% in each ear, as well as they're palm muting, so they're like laying the palm of their hand right up against the bridge of the guitar, so there's no nice clean notes coming out, and they're hitting the same root notes as the bass. But listen to the bass is always dead center of the mix.
And then you switch up with no warning.
Oh, sorry, I didn't go back far enough. The bass is dead center.
Like you do.
And ready?
You switch up with no warning and you kiss me like you want it. How rude. How rude.
So right here at this point, 2 guitars, a bass, and drums, and there's a lot of effects on his vocals, but they're very nice and they're very clean.
How rude, but I kinda like it anyways. I don't
So here comes my little bell ding again. Ready?
get anyways. I don't mind if this is gonna take a million days. I know
And that choir sound that we're hearing, like kind of like right back here. Actually, I thought it was an organ at first or some keys, but I think it's all him doing probably, oh my god, 4 or 5, 6 layers of vocals that
I don't mind if this is gonna take a million days.
they're all right here in the back of your ears.
To me eventually, if you sit back with
Same bass, same guitars, still giving you the same chord structure.
to me eventually, if you sit back, relax, enjoy
But I've
my
added that
company,
choir,
my
so it
company.
sounds way different. Ooh, and I got a shaker. I got a shaker in there as well.
Relax, enjoy my company, my company. Once you know what my love's gonna feel like, nothing else will feel
Now I'm getting rid of my drums and my bass and my guitar, right? I'm killing them.
once you
And I'm going to build up with a low end on a piano. And I'm going to raise it up and I'm going to kill it really fast. What this is doing is just going to give you this weird notes coming out of my left ear. And it's like, what is that? And it kills it. What I'm doing that for is to let my brain and my ears know something's going to change. Like, that didn't sound right. Something's going to change. And in this case, it's changing into the chorus.
my company.
So
Once you know what my
Now I
love's
got
gonna
actual
feel
keys.
like, nothing else will feel right. You can feel like moonbeam ice cream. Take
I don't know what he's talking about here. Moonbeam ice cream. But listen to how many freaking vocal tracks right here. Oh my gosh, it's a ton of vocal tracks.
my company.
That's comes off as sounding as one, right? In your verse, I want to be nice and clean. I want to present myself as this singular object in this song.
Enjoy my company.
I got the chanting, right, the chorus, and I'm going to go really loud.
Once you know what
There's a
my
whole
love's
bunch.
gonna feel like, nothing else will feel right. You can feel like moonbeam ice cream, taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies.
So many vocal lines.
'Cause it feels so mystical, magical, oh baby. 'Cause once you know my love is so
I'm sorry, I said chorus. That's actually the pre-chorus where it's just him and keys, piano keys. That's my pre-chorus.
moonbeam ice cream, taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies. 'Cause
So in 1 minute, under 1 minute, I gave you an intro, a first verse, second part of the first verse, and a pre-chorus. Very well structured, straight to the point.
it feels so
And then right before, just like they did with that low note on that piano, that change, they're going to do it here, but it's not as prominent. It's a little more buried in the mix. But there's a note that's going to come in.
at the movies. 'Cause it feels so mystical.
I can't tell what it is. It's a digital synth of some kind. It goes,
Movies, 'cause it feels so mystical.
that note tells you something changes or something's going to change. And in this instance, I'm coming out of the pre-chorus. I'm going into the chorus. It's just a neat little thing that goes, what was that? And then it's too late then. But at this point, the chorus is already on.
So mystical, magical, oh baby. 'Cause once you know.
So now I don't have that. I don't think, unless it's buried in there. Instead of how I think it was all his vocal tracks in the background doing that chorus effect, now it's actual pads. The drums and guitars and the bass are back, and that bass still becomes my driving factor. So I'm replacing my vocals back here with an actual pads, I believe.
Oh baby, 'cause once you
Yeah.
know my love is so mystical.
The drums stay on the hi-hat, right? They're staying where they need to be. I don't need any crazy crashes or open hi-hats. It's very
My love is so mystical, magical, oh baby. 'Cause once you know.
I haven't even talked about how good he is as a vocalist. Very good. The notes that he is hitting right here are pretty hard to hit, especially for a male.
Oh, baby, 'cause once you know,
It's almost like a falsetto feel.
my little heart to get, baby. I wanna give you the world. Not saying you gotta chase me, but I wouldn't mind it if you give me just a little bit of something we can work it with. But all you do is push me out. But I like it anyways, 'cause I think I'm getting closer to you every day. I know you'll come around to me eventually. Just sit back, relax, enjoy my company. Oh baby, trust me. Once you know what my love's gonna feel like, nothing else will feel right. You can feel like moonbeam ice cream, taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies, 'cause it feels so mystical, magical, oh baby, 'cause once you know my love is so mystical, magical, oh baby, 'cause once you know.
Okay. There is a ton. Oh my gosh, there's a ton going on. I wasn't expecting this, honestly. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm coming out of my chorus, which was awesome. I'm coming into my second verse. And do you remember how I started the first verse? It was just a bass, drums, very, very simple, and the vocal line. Now, to propel the song forward, I need to add something. I don't resort back to how I started the first verse. I need to have something else in it. I gotta move forward. So now I have a lead guitar. It's a lot of fuzz, lead guitar, but it's a fuzz effect on that instrument. The sound is going. My driving bass is back.
Not saying you gotta chase me, but I wouldn't mind it if you give me just a little bit.
And they change up right here because they don't do this in the first verse.
You give me just a little bit of.
So that's called like the effects that goes onto the instruments, like the drum and the bass. It's like what we call like next door effect. It's like you're hearing things through a wall, like there's a party going on. What they're doing is they apply that to the entire mix except for his vocals. Everything's nice and crisp, and they're going to add the effect now. What is that? What? Which is a really good example of, now you can hear, if you have a decent pair of headphones on, you can hear all the other vocal tracks right here. When I take all the highs and the mids out of the music, I do that next door effect, you can hear all the other layers of the vocals. So try not to pay attention to the beat as much, but listen to how many vocal tracks there are.
But I wouldn't mind it if you give me just a little bit of something we can work it with. But all you
Dude, there's a low end. I think he's going do do do.
little bit of something we can work it with. But
Do 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 do. It's like a 50s bop.
mind it if you give me just a little bit of something we can work it with. But all you do is push me out.
Now remove
But
the
I
effect.
like it anyways, 'cause I think I'm getting closer to you every day.
Now I've removed that next door effect. Now I'm back. I got the nice crisp mids and highs back in the mix from the band. And now I'm going to reintroduce I'm going to call him the choir that he's doing. I think it's probably him doing all the vocal lines. But now I'm going to introduce that choir.
Closer to you every day. I know you'll come around to me eventually. Just sit back, relax, enjoy my company.
He does a lot of little things, man. This is really fun. Just to like spice it up, even though it's only 2 minutes and 45 seconds, there is a ton packed into this.
Just sit back, relax, enjoy my company.
That was fun.
Oh, baby, trust me once you.
Oh, there was my low note piano, right? That low end. I'm going to introduce that right here, and that's what's that going to tell me? It's going to tell me the song's going to change.
Baby, trust me once you know what my love's
Listen to
gonna
all the
feel
vocal tracks.
like.
Holy
Nothing else
moly.
will feel right. You can feel like moonbeam ice cream taking off your blue jeans.
Now this time he's doing something different again. Before, remember in the first we called this a pre-chorus, right? In the first pre-chorus, it's just a lot of him and a lot of that constant keys. Here it's not. He's
Feel like moonbeam
It's single notes, and there's a ton more of him instead. Same feel of this pre-chorus, but completely different on what they recorded to get that feel.
You can feel like moonbeam ice cream taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies, 'cause it feels so mystical.
There was that note.
Baby, 'cause once you know my love is so mystical, magical. Oh, baby, 'cause once you know.
And they reintroduced that note one more time right here. That boom. And what's that do? I hear this, and my brain instantly goes, "Up, something's going to change." And in this instance, I'm probably going to go to like an outro. So when I hear that, I mean that keys the end of the chorus and gives me an outro. Now it's my outro. And what they're doing is they're introducing the same vocal line, same lyrics as well as they do in the pre-chorus. Interesting. Oh my God, listen to how many vocal lines. Dude. Benson Boone, I will be doing more of you, man. That was awesome, dude.